What is up? I am bringing you my next build that I'm working on. It is a stick build. Been pretty fun, real easy heroic leveler, and then it is iconic, so you do start at 15. But let's dive on into it. So, straightforward. It's a max strength build, so we're gonna go 14 paladin. We're gonna use sacred fist, and then we're gonna go 4 rogue, 2 monk. I'm gonna break down more of that in just a bit. We're gonna go piece by piece. So strength, you max strength. We did start at 18. That's where you dump your stat points when you level up as well. Dex started at 15. Con started at 14. Intel was an 8. Wisdom was a 14. Charisma a 14. Overall, pretty decent stat sheet. Your hit points are a bit low. When you got some Reaper hit points to back you up, it helps a bit. Get you over that 3,000 threshold, but generally a bit low. AC's fine. Saves are fine. You sit at 250 melee power, buff yourself up into that 260s. Reaper, you're sitting in the low 300s, so it feels pretty good. In double strike, you're sitting at 57%, and you keep it 25% up almost all the time with your enhancements, so you're sitting over 80% there. Let's dive into the feats. So the feats we took, for our Destiny feats, we took Crush Weakness for some extra helpless damage, Double Strike, Embodiment of Law, and Perfect Two-Handed Fighting. For our Epic feats, I did take Overwhelming Critical, as well as Epic Damage Reduction, and I'll explain in a minute. I used my Epic feat slots for a couple more Heroic feats later on. Legendary feats, I took the Flat Melee Power. I was toying with this one, but I went for the Melee Power, plus the Imbue Dice, plus the extra damage to your weapon. Past lives are irrelevant. So combat style, you do need all three two-handed fighting feats. You get a bunch of feats in this build as temporarily acquired. So deflect arrows you get acquired, hide in plain sight, improved evasion. We do take power attack, spring attack you get on your own. I took stunning blow when I was leveling up. I don't recommend it for the end game, but it was helpful leveling up. You get swords to plowshares for free as well in this build. And then I did take Adepta Forms and Master Forms so I could get to that 3rd level of Monk stances, because I do use the Fire Stance for the extra crit multiplier. And then the only other feat I took down here was I took at the very end. I took this just to make myself favored with quarterstaffs. Not sure if I need it, but I was toying with it then, so that's what I went with. Paladin spell slots pretty straightforward. Grab yourself buffs. The Incinerating Wave was fun while leveling up, but not very useful endgame. So just make sure you grab your buffs here. Your extra melee power from your Righteous Command, Imbue Dice. I took Prayer because there's nothing else, and then I've got the Holy Sword, of course, as the level 4 spell. Let's dive into our enhancement points here. So, we are a Tabaxi Trailblazer, so we do spend quite a bit of points in here. We are going to grab the attack, as well as the sneak attack die for the first level here. Let me backtrack just for a second. The only thing I didn't mention from the general stat sheet is this is you have a bit extra in combat, as well as you do grab 12 sneak attack dice from this build, and you get 9 bonus Imbue dice when you keep up your Sacred Flame empowerment. So you used to have 12 Imbue dice, 12 sneak attack dice. So it does make a difference in your damage a bit. It helps out. Alright, back to enhancements. So Trailblazer, going through level 1, grab the extra attack with the sneak attack dice. Level 2 is where we kind of grab a bit of everything here. So we dump a point into trap saves against trap, because I need to spend 1 extra point. Deflect arrows. The high places falling for extra crit modifier, or crit seeker, essentially, not modifier. And then quarterstaffs are immune to damage, and staff deflection for extra double strike when the deflect arrows triggers. Here we grab some extra strike through, extra sneak attack, and the movement speed. And here we upgrade the movement speed as well. We grab the wide sweep for the trip attack, and then we also grab the springing pounce. This thing is awesome for leveling, moving every time. It gives you that 30% action boost to movement
for 18 seconds, and spring attack is only a 20-second cooldown. So you keep it up literally 18 seconds out of 20. Sacred Fist, pretty straightforward stuff here. We took our cores to what we could, and then we took our favored weapon damage. Since we grabbed quarterstaff as a favorite weapon, we grab our extra smites, our empowered smites, our whirlwind attacks, our competence hit points bonus, and then some extra crit damage as well as double strike. In the Henshin Mystic, we take the first tier. I do take all-consuming flame, as I didn't take the light damage for it, which overall you probably could. It didn't make that much difference, but I was curious about it because when you attack this, it does give them 10% more fire damage with your imbue from Sacred Flame being fire damage. I was trying that out. I kept it up quite a bit. A little extra damage here and an extra earth attack here with an extra modifier and threat range on it. The Rogue is where you do spend the rest of your points. You spend a little bit in Assassin to grab your sneak attack dice, as well as the Shiv to try to proc your sneak attack. And here you grab a couple of the cores. The second core gives you the Swords to Plowshare, so that's a critical one. And then you do grab some extra damage. You grab your Quick Strike, which is also another critical piece, as that keeps you up an extra 25% double strike for 10 out of 12 seconds at all time. Haste Boost, Strike Through, Helpless Damage. Pretty straightforward on the enhancement part. Let's move on to the Destiny part. So Epic Destinies here, I stuck with Legendary Dreadnought, mixed with Fury with some Shadow Dancer. Not too obscure for melee builds. I've seen a couple do Grandmaster instead of the Fury. You could probably go either way, probably a flavor thing for you. So Legendary Dreadnought, pretty straightforward. Grab your mantle. The extra stats while you are action boost, because you do use action boost a lot, and since you are a monk paladin, you get a ton of bonuses from stats. You gain bonuses from strength, dex, con, wisdom, and charisma. So everything besides intel. So you're getting 15 extra stats essentially from, you get 18, but 15 useful stats from this right here. And then pretty straightforward, extra action boost, some extra damage, extra weapon damage, crit seeker, and then up here we'll take the extra multiplier, the rally, the surge, and so on. Make sure your dire charge charges. That was the most disappointing part of the build, was the dire charge and the stun. You just don't get enough, either a high enough strength as well as a high enough stun save for it to matter. The Fury was really fun in this build. You basically just take up through this tree to get some extra Fury damage. When I was Fury empowering and striking my smites, they can go anywhere from 20 to 30,000 to 70,000 damage, as I'm going to post some gameplay videos as well, so that was fun. And then Shadow Dancer, you just go through Shadow Dancer to pick up the extra 6 sneak attack dice, pretty much 3 from the core, 3 from this tier 2. Pretty straightforward. So gear, oops, wrong button. Gear wise, we go through a couple different sets. I'm going to turn my bars back on as well. Get off that. A couple different sets here. So you are going to run the Legendary Dreadnought Curse 5-piece set mixed with a 2-piece TOE Inferno set mixed with a 2-piece Windlasher set mixed with a 3-piece filler of Summer Pieces. So let me dive into that real quick. Let's just start off right off the bat. So we do grab the Firefly Garb. It kind of was just the most bang for your buck and trying to get the most set bonuses we could, so I took it. So we grabbed that extra 30% artifact fortification bypass from having 3 Summer Pieces. Our second Summer Piece is the Legendary Lionheart Ring, extra action boost, insightful armor piercing, insightful con. I was hoping the stunning was going to be more useful, but it ended up not being that useful. And then the Belt of the Ram is just an awesome item as well. Ram's Might is a beneficial thing, speed is a beneficial thing, quality, strength is great, and it's our con item. So all great stats there. I know it's level 29 gear, but just really good bang for your buck. Our 2-piece set in the Sands is the Windlasher set. So I got the Hyena Claw Necklace, as well as the Cape of the Rock. And that is mainly used to get our 15% artifact to bonus to double strike. So
For our 2-piece Inferno set, this was mainly used for the artifact melee power as well as the helpless damage. You've got the internal flame guard lenses, which is just a great item with deadly, quality deadly, double strike, quality double strike, a lot of value there, as well as the helm piece, really for the insightful seeker, as well as the accuracy and to make sure you get that set bonus. And then you run 5 pieces out in the Isle of Dread. We run the Admiral wristwatch, we run the Admiral gumshoes, the green pine gauntlets, and the legendary red raptor feather. And then that falls in, we do use the dinosaur bone ring as our artifact. I do only have a couple slots filled in here right now. I've just got a charisma thrown in there, as well as the relentless fury in the horn slot, with a few augments thrown in there, as well as has the resistance augments, a melee power, and a death block. I don't have all of the gear fully augmented out. There's some random elemental resistances thrown in here, but nothing too crucial to the build that would make or break you if you didn't have. As far as our weapon, we used the spear from the Lord of Blades raid. I thought that was, at least that's the choice I went with. I thought it was the best choice for raw damage. I know there's quite a few quarterstaffs out there now, so it could be a better choice, but I had it. It looked good, so that's what I went with. For our filigrees, we've got a 5-piece Sanctified Fervor, as well. After that, we probably would go Prowess if I had a 5-piece Prowess ready, but I didn't. I only had a 4-piece Prowess, so I didn't throw it in there. So I've got a 5-piece Sanctified Fervor, as well as a few other small sets just for some extra melee power. Like I think I've got a 2-piece Treachery in there, 2-piece Sucker Punch, and it might have been a 3-piece either Next Fall or One Against Many. I can't remember exactly, but basically the Sanctified Fervor for your extra melee power when you smite, and then just some extra flat melee power in there, as far as filigrees go. And then the rings just got the missing pieces in there. But you end up, you feel pretty good. Heroic leveling, this was a very, very easy build. You have AoE clear, you have movement speed, you've got strike through, and you've got pretty decent survivability heroically. Epically, this build was a lot of fun later on. That 20 to 23 levels as a melee always feels bad if you don't have some kind of reliable CC to go with it. So once you get 23, you can get into your dire charge being some CC for you, so it feels a lot better. But that 20 to 23 did suck, but that's just my opinion. After that, it felt pretty smooth sailing. Endgame, pretty smooth. Like I said, you're a bit squishy on the high Reaper side and things, but it was still fun. And raid wise, you're totally fine. So going through my bar of what I actually use here, because I do have quite a bit on the bar for this one. Like I said, the wave was super fun and useful to use heroic leveling wise. Even early epic wise wasn't terrible, but it fell off later on. So your main bar, your quick strike, you keep it up all the time. Like I said, it's a 10-second buff on a 12-second cooldown. Smites, you keep those flying in there as they do recharge, and you do need to use at least one per minute to get your melee power buff. Shiv was just to help get some sneak attack proc. And then you've got your Exalted Whirlwind, Dire Charge, Wide Sweep, Avenging Whirlwind, Boulder's Might, Spring Attack for movement, and your Fury. Over here I've got the additional stuff that I used often. The Earth Attack, Fist of Iron, the buff for my Imbue dice, the buff with All-Consuming Flame for more fire damage to that target, Stunning Blow, which I said I used heroically, not that much epically, Legendary Rally to get out of CC, as well as another AoE, and then your Action Hero Epic Moment. You got all your action boost down here. Oh, I did take Past Life Robe. I forgot to mention that in the feats for some extra sneak attack damage. But it really does feel pretty good. I mean, you attack very fast because you've got the extra attack speed from the Rogue. That's why I went Rogue, an extra 15% attack speed with quarterstaffs. You've got a ton of double strike, and then you've also got strike through and quite a few clears. So when you're clearing mobs, I mean, you've got 1 cleave, 2 cleave, 3 cleave, 4 cleave that are all on a 6-second or short or lower cooldown. You would have a 5th cleave, but this one's on a 30-second cooldown. I mainly just use that one to get out of CC. But all of these, I can't do them in public area. All these are most at 6-second cooldown. You use Fury a lot. Fury with either your smites or with your Boulder's Might are both good options. And you clear rather quickly. But other than that, pretty simple build, straightforward stick build. Make sure you keep your buffs on you. And it was a lot of fun. So if you like it and want to see in action, check out the build video. If you have any questions, comments, or improvements, throw them in the comment section. I'd love to hear them. Thanks. See you, everybody.